What if everything your soul had ever experienced was stored somewhere that you could access it? Not as a physical space, but as an energetic field of information. This is what we call the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records are an energy field. You may have heard of them being referenced as the library of your soul or as an energetic database. They hold all the information of your soul, every journey it has experienced, every thought, word, deed, action that your soul has taken across lifetimes and timelines. The Akashic Records are not a physical place that you go to. They are an energetic field that you connect to with awareness, with reverence, and with intention. So, what can we access inside of the Akashic Records? So, if you imagine the Akashic Records as this amazing database, right, or this amazing library, temple, however you want to imagine it, you can go in and you can access everything your soul has ever done. Like I said, across lifetimes and timelines. So you can access past lives, and those past lives can help you to understand what you're experiencing, what you're holding on to, your blocks that are showing up in this lifetime. So a lot of women that I work with are holding on to things like the priestess wound and the witch wound, which really stops them from being in their power, from sharing their voice, sharing their gifts, from being in their sovereignty. And we can go in and we can understand why they're holding on to these woundings. Our past lives give us so much information. They can reveal the patterns that keep repeating in your life. And often they will come down from your ancestors or from social conditioning or from karmic loops. So accessing all of this information in the Akashic Records is so powerful in helping you to understand this lifetime, in understanding what your soul has come here to learn, to experience, to achieve. And it can help to understand the soul contracts that you have created. Before incarnation, we create contracts. And these contracts are the things that we are going to learn in this lifetime. They are the things that we are going to experience in this lifetime. And by understanding these contracts can help us to move forwards a lot easier in this life. So you will have contracts, for example, with certain people, with certain experiences. Then we also have karma. Now, karma is neither good nor bad, it just is. And there will be some karma that we perhaps need to fix in this lifetime. So if we had a past life where we did some bad things, we need to make up for it in this lifetime. And that doesn't mean that you were bad in every single lifetime. It just means that, we have lifetimes where we need to be able to see all parts of a certain situation, right? So we need the good, the bad, the in-between, the neutral, in order to have a full perspective of whatever that lesson is that we are learning. We also may have made vows in past lifetimes where we were a monk, for example, and we vowed to live in poverty, we vowed to live in silence, in servitude, in solitude. And until those vows are broken, they keep playing out in this lifetime. So they're the kind of things that we want to look at to be able to understand and acknowledge so that we can soften them, so that we can start to heal them. We can also connect into our gifts, our purpose, and our mission in this lifetime. Now, as I've said, we have many lifetimes, and all the gifts that you have learned, you can connect into, right? You can bring those gifts from past lives into this lifetime. You can understand your purpose and why you are here. What did you agree to do? How did you agree to work, to support yourself in this lifetime? So there are so many different things that the Akashic Records help us to do. But primarily for me, it's about transformation. It's about understanding our past lives. It's about understanding those soul wounds that we have carried forward, whether that's from experiences, whether that's from our ancestors, social conditioning. They're the things that we can tap into that can have a massive shift in this lifetime. And the really positive thing about the Akashic Records is when we start to heal, when we start to acknowledge, when we start to clear the blocks, not only are we clearing them for ourselves, but we are clearing them for the generations that come before us, but also the generations that are still to come. And we clear things 7 lines back and 7 lines forwards. So the more that you work with the Akashic Records, the more that you clear, heal, acknowledge, and understand your journey in this lifetime, the more that you are helping your children, your children's children, and moving forwards. So let's talk a little bit about when you access the Akashic Records, like what happens and how different things come up. So when we access our Akashic Records, everyone accesses them slightly differently, right? We all have different gifts and talents and different ways that we work with our intuition and our psychic gifts. Now, you do not need to be psychic to work with the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records are available to everyone. Okay, so when we step into the Akashic Records, you may see it as a library. You may see it as a video screen that's playing things out. You may feel that it's just a golden tunnel of light. Like, we all experience things very, very differently. But what you will feel is this overwhelming love and support from the guides, the Akashic guides, but also your other guides as well. And the more that we work with the Akashic Records, the more that we begin to see things differently, the more that we understand why certain things are happening, or why patterns keep repeating themselves, or why we keep attracting the same toxic relationships. And it's when that we start to work in the Akashic Records that we can start to acknowledge things, because things become clear. You receive clear guidance and support in helping you to recognize those patterns. There are different guides in the Akashic Records. So we have our lords, masters, teachers, guardians, but also you can access your other guides in there. So if you work with angels, you'll be able to connect with your angels. Archangel Metatron, for example, is very connected with the Akashic Records. You'll be able to connect with your ancestors. You'll be able to connect with beings of light, with galactic guides, with ascended masters. They are all there to support you. They are all there to give you guidance, love, and support without judgment. They are just here to show you the patterns, the karma, the lessons that you are here to learn, to help you to move forwards. It is a very loving, caring space. There's no judgment. It's not overwhelming. It's not chaotic. It's just very loving and supportive. For me, the records aren't just about gaining information. They're about transformation. They show you what you are ready to shift, and they bring awareness to what is ready to be healed. They help you to align to your purpose, your path, your mission, your soul blueprint. So it's not just about knowing. So it's not just about going into the Akashic Records, gaining some information, and then just getting on with your day. It's about acknowledging that information. It's about embodying that information, integrating it, and taking action to help you to move forward. And the Akashic Records help you to do that, right? When we have awareness of what is going on, right, and what's come up, that is the first path to healing. We then need to take action on that, right? If we, for example, keep calling in toxic relationships, right, and we go into the records and the guides show you why you keep doing this, where it started, all of those things, you gain that information and you come out, you go, okay then, and you don't do anything with that, then you're not integrating that information, you're integrating the healing that needs to happen or taking the action to help you to move forwards from that. And the Akashic Records will really help you to make that shift, to step into that transformation. So the Akashic Records are one of the most powerful tools for transformation that there is, not only for yourself, but for your ancestors and those yet to come. So I wanted to touch a little bit on common misconceptions when we talk about the Akashic Library or the Akashic Records. It's not a physical library. It's not something that only special people can access, right? It is an energetic field and everybody can access it. They're not about predicting the future. Yes, they can show us potential pathways, but it is about, for me, it's about transformation. It's about what we need to understand and acknowledge in order to remove blocks, to live in purpose, to live in sovereignty, regain our power, and remember who we truly are at a soul level. And it's when we step into that everything changes. Also, the Akashic Records are not something that are outside of you. They are connected to your consciousness. So I wanted to tap a little bit into why this matters, and I will do another video on this because this is really, really important. Why connecting to the Akashic Records matters is because if you've been feeling stuck, if you've been questioning your purpose, if you felt that there's something bigger, that you're here to do something bigger, then the records are going to help you to understand yourself as a whole spiritual being. They're going to help you to release what no longer serves you, and they're going to help you to move forwards with clarity. So rather than staying in these patterns and these loops, or staying in lack and scarcity, or staying in relationships that are not serving you, the Akashic Records can reveal the pattern, the behavior, and the beliefs behind all of those things so that you can start to release that. They will also unveil the soul wounds that you are holding on to. We all have had so many lifetimes, and in those lifetimes we are going to have experienced many different things, from poverty to having our power taken away from us, from relationships that have literally suffocated us, right? When we have the understanding of where these things began, the root of this issue, we can start to understand, we can start to acknowledge, and we can start to work with that energy to remove it from this lifetime. So I will go into some of these in more detail. If you feel called to explore the Akashic Records more deeply, then I'd love to share my book with you, Unveiling the Akashic Records. This book will take you through understanding exactly what the Akashic Records are, how to access them, and how to work with the records for transformation. The book is available on Amazon. And if you love an oracle deck, then the Akashic Soul Alchemy Oracle deck is also available. Let me know in the comments what you feel the Akashic Records are. And I look forward to seeing you again really soon. Ciao for now.